Thank you. New at 5:30, preserving Dayton's pro football history. That's right. Long before the Bengals, there were the Triangles, and today crews moved the team's old locker room. Jordan Burgess shows us why this one was tough to tackle.
Game day arrives bright and sunny, the field almost ready, and the pep talk prepared.
We're going to go out and win. We're not going to try and hit any goalposts on the way out of this field.
This was once the foundation of a major sporting event in Dayton. Now history will be made here once again.
I can see the interest in this.
Something about the place seemed to catch the eye of those who walked by it in Triangle Park.
We always noticed it.
But they weren't the only ones, which is why soon this old building will be at Carillon Park. But getting it there will take the kind of drive even the best quarterbacks would envy.
We'll be lucky if we get up to 1 mile an hour with it. So it just has to go slow and easy.
The building was like a tackling dummy for years, storing lawn equipment. But in October of 1920, it was the locker room for the Dayton Triangles when they played in the first ever game of what would later become the National Football League.
We hope once it gets to the park that it opens up a whole new audience for us.
But first, they have to open up a few holes for this thing to run through. Like any good football team, the blockers were out in front, making sure nothing tripped it up.
We got to get our wheels running straight when we're going up through here.
Fans stood by and watched as crews made the run for daylight.
It's pretty neat.
But getting through downtown Dayton was a tight squeeze.
It is pretty cool. We enjoy moving, history, old buildings and things like that.
Those with Edwards House Movers say this is actually one of the smaller backfields they've put in motion, but they're excited to see the aging veteran back in action.
Pretty interesting moving these historical buildings because if you don't know where you came from, how you know where you're going?
This team knows exactly where it's going. After more than an hour, it reaches the end zone with no one's bell being rung, unless you count the one at Carillon Park. Soon the building will be on display. One final victory for the Triangles.
Because it has that national prominence that goes with it, we thought it was worth saving and safeguarding and telling the story.
Jordan Burgess, 2 News.
The Triangles locker room will be the centerpiece of the new Dayton Sports History Center at Carillon Park. It will be flanked by a new brewery and a new exhibit about the great 1913 flood.